Good morning, everyone. Let me start with a question. Have you ever dreamed of studying at a top university, but felt it is impossible because of the cost, the distance, or your busy schedule? I have, and I know many of you have too. Today, I want to convince you that online learning is not just an elective. It is a more effective way to learn than traditional classroom education. Why? Because it cuts down enormous cost and more importantly, it opens doors that were once locked for millions of people. Let me start with the big picture. We all know the struggle, paying thousands for transport and housing, dreaming of top courses but stuck at home, and facing limits that seem unfair. These are not small problems. They affect millions of students every single day. So my purpose today is simple: to convince you that online learning is not just an option. It is a smarter, more effective choice because it cuts education cost and gives us a much wider range of learning opportunities than any traditional classroom ever could. Now, let's face the harsh truths about traditional learning. First, it's expensive. Think about transport, accommodation, and printed textbook. As they haven't pointed out, those costs pile up and push many students into debt. Second, it has limited access. Outgoing and Silkan remind us that rural and remote students are often left behind, simply because no good school is nearby. Third, it's not flexible. Busy lifestyles, a job, family responsibilities. Traditional scheduler don't care. You must be here at a flexed time or you miss out. And who suffer the most? Students with low budget, those living far from campus, and one who needs scheduler flexibilities. In other words, the very people who need education most are the ones being shut out. Why does traditional learning create these barriers? Because of high fixed costs like campus facilities and housing, the geographic concentration for quality school, and the rigid schedulers that require the physical attendance. So what are the effects of these barriers? High costs, limited access, and the inflexible scheduler lead to one heartbreaking result. Millions of capable people never get the education they deserve. They give up on their dreams, not because they lack talent, but because the system wasn't built for them. Students drop out, workers stay stuck in low-skill jobs, and remote communities remain cut off from knowledge. This isn't just a personal loss, it's a loss for their entire society. We can't afford to waste human persons. Now, here's the solution. With online learning, you can study from anywhere. There are no transport or housing costs. You get flexible access to record lectures, and the digital methods replace expensive print books. But online learning offers more than just cost saving. You can learn from global experts, enjoy self-paced study that improves the time management, and choose from a much wider range of courses, from AI to decision to business. So what can you do today? For students, try at least one online learning course. For education institutions, invest in balanced learning platforms. For policymakers, provide free internet and devices for low-income students. Let me push and reflect. Education shouldn't be limited by location, time, or cost. That isn't a luxury, it's a basic right. Online learning opens the door to knowledge for everyone, everywhere. Whether you live in a bustling city or removed village, whether you are a full-time student or a worker's parent, the door is now open. And when the door opens, opportunities flood in. Before I close, let me remind you of Nasser Mandela's power words. Education is the most powerful weapon to change the world. But think about it. If that weapon is locked expensive school, concentrated in rich cities, and run by regular schedulers, then it can't reach those who need it most. Online learning takes that weapon and put it into everyone's hand. Imagine a future where an ordinary child can attend the same class as a Harvard student. An office worker, after a long day of overtime, can study artificial intelligence late at night. Everyone with a mobile phone, just a single device, can access life-changing knowledge. This future doesn't need to wait. It's already before your eyes. Every day, millions of learners are proving that online education works. The tools are here, the content is here, and the knowledge is growing. So my final call to you is this. Don't wait for everyone else to build that future. Start today as a student, as a cousin. Take one attention. Share your share one resource. Support the policing. Because when we act together, we make education truly universal. Thank you.